What is going on, everyone? It's Brody back again to answer a pretty common question, especially with players coming into tennis, or if you've been around for a while and you've just been using the base grip on your racket, and that's how do I choose a tennis overgrip to use? Now, one of the main ways that you can choose is based off feel, because with tennis, everything is very personal to your specific style and what you prefer to do. So, if you want something that's tackier, if you want something that is a little bit more dry so it can absorb sweat a lot more, then there are different options for you to choose from. Some of the other grips are thicker, some of them are thinner. It just depends on what you want. So I'll just give the brief explanation is that on almost every single overgrip package, and you want to make sure you're looking at overgrips and the way you do that is they usually comes in packs of 3. So if you see like 3 grips all in a row, or sometimes there's a triangle of them, it just changes depending on manufacturer, how they make them and how they package them. But just look for the grips that have 3 in 1. You're usually in the right section. You found the overgrips. Now, on most packages of overgrips, before you even take the grips out, the companies have put a little tiny square on the package itself for you to actually feel what the grip is going to feel like. That's going to be one of the best ways for you to actually tell how a grip is going to feel and if you even like it or not, because that way you don't have to waste the money on it. If you put it on your racket and then end up not liking it because either it's too dry, it's too tacky, or whatever else. Now, a little common tips about overgrips. The one thing you need to know is the tackier grips, they are great for you, especially if your hands do tend to slip off rackets a lot. I will say if you do sweat a lot in your hands while you play, the grips do tend to get slick a lot faster, so you'll have to replace them a lot more often just because you're going to get rid of the tackiness and the grip will just absorb the sweat and it'll just be extremely slick, and your racket has a much higher chance of flying out of your hand when you don't want it to. So that's something I'd say to watch out for. There are grips for that. If you do have more sweat coming off your hands than some other players, that's when you want to look for a dry grip. I know the brand Yonex makes a dry grip, as well as Grip. That's probably the most common and most popular dry grip. Try them out for yourself. Like I said, I know the Yonex one typically has that little square on the package to where you can feel it, see if it even works for you. If not, try the Grip. I don't think they've made it to where the package has that try-on space, but with Grip being so common, you can probably find someone who has a Grip on it. It's, as they say, the light blue grip, and I'm not going to say the rest of it. I don't know if that's copyrighted or anything, but Grip is pretty much going to be everywhere you look because it's such a popular grip for people who sweat so much on their hands and onto their racket handle. Now, with that being said, the tackier grips, if you don't have the hand sweating problem, they work especially well, especially during winter months. If you're playing indoors, you're not playing outside where a lot of sweat can get onto your racket, the tacky grips do really good to make sure that your hand is very secure holding onto your racket, as well as making sure that you don't really push down too hard onto the base grip, because the tackier grips do tend to be thicker. The thicker grips, it's a little bit easier to hold onto your hand because it boosts the thickness of the grip itself on your racket. If you don't like that, there are a few. I know Wilson has one. I don't remember the exact name of it. It's not their Pro, that's the normal one, but they have a overgrip that is designed to be a lot thinner so you can feel the bevels of your racket a lot more, rather than just having a thick grip compared to their normal Wilson Pro overgrip that will allow you to just have a easier time holding the racket, but not really be able to handle or not really be able to feel the bottom of your racket. So that's where you have to just trial and error comes in a lot. Overgrips don't really cost that much because they come in a pack of 3. You're usually looking at about, depending on which brand you go with, between like $5, sometimes $10 at the max for a pack of 3. And then once you do find a grip that you do like, they typically do come in more giant packs. I know Yonex has their super grip. That one is going to be probably that one is going to be very comparable to the Wilson Pro overgrip, which is probably the most popular overgrip overall. But I know those typically come in multiple different packs. They have 3s. I think they also have a 25 and a 50 count pack. So if you like one of those, then you can look to getting more expensive packs because they come with more, and usually they're at a discount rather than just paying for 50 grips on their own. So with overgrips, whether you like the tacky ones, you like the dry ones, it's all going to be trial and error and what you personally prefer. There is no right or wrong answer here. It's all what you like. So don't be afraid to go out and try a few different overgrips. Make sure you know and test them out in a few different climates and areas so that you can see how the grip performs under different circumstances, and to make sure that you find the one that you like the best. No one can tell you which one is the best for you. You just have to go out and try it for yourself, and they're not that expensive, so it's a great way to actually just get yourself out there to play tennis, as well as because you can say, oh, I have to test this new grip, so you have a little bit of an excuse to go out and play. Well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Comment down below if you have any more questions you want me to answer. Subscribe to the channel so that I can make sure that I grow this channel and get this information out to the people who need it. There's a lot of tennis misinformation being spread, and I took it upon myself to help get rid of that with this YouTube channel. So, with that being said, like the video, comment down below, subscribe, share this video with a friend if you got any value from it, and as always, take care.